Hey, it's your boy Rugby League Roundup back here with another episode of the Beyond the Tryline podcast. Today is episode 31, and we are reviewing the round that was round 23. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to tune in for more content. There's going to be my tipping live stream coming out in a few hours from now, and also maybe some live match reactions this weekend. So make sure to be tuned for that. And we'll just have a quick look at the chat if I can just get my mouse to work right next to me. Hello, Big T. How are we, mate? And good to see you in the chat. We'll get into the start of this round, though. It was the Titans, the start of Indigenous round. Titans taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a devastating loss the week before. They needed to respond in a very positive way in this game, and they definitely did that. They started off quite well. Jason Taumalolo crashing over for a try in the 4th minute. Then Jake Clifford got a short ball, took it to 12-0. I think Philip Sammy then crossed over for another try and made it about 12-4. And then Helam Lukey scores in the corner to make it 18-4. So pretty good first half from the Cowboys. I didn't think they dominated. They could have been much better, but it's definitely a positive response. You want to just get off the back of a 82 points to 12 loss. You want to just respond in any way possible that has a positive impact. So to go in at 18-4 at halftime, very good there. Then coming out of halftime, Jackson Purdue makes a cover tackle on what would have been a line break from the Titans. I think he took down Jojo Fafita, if I'm correct. And he just laid down on Jojo Fafita for about 3 or 4 seconds. And that's obviously a professional foul. So he gets sent to the sin bin. The Titans then straight away score from another Philip Sami put down in the corner off of a Keanu Kinney pass. And they did nothing for the next 10 minutes. So Titans very poor in that sin bin period. And then the guy that gets sin binned, Jackson Purdue, comes straight on, and 2 minutes later runs all the way down the field, steps Keanu Kinney, and goes straight down the middle for a try. So, yeah, it looked like Titans were just not in it, unfortunately. They just couldn't get the attack working. I think Zane Harrison's a big loss in terms of he was as young as he is, he was organizing. He was very organized. You had to chuck AJ Brimson into 5'8" or halfback, or Jaden Campbell into halfback, and it messes with the spine rotation completely. And I think that's where Titans stuffed it up. I'm not sure about their team list. We'll get into that later for the tipping video, but they probably should have selected Lachlan Ilias, if I'm being real. Now, he may not be the best quality of player, but at least he's a halfback that can just organize things for the rest of the team. I think he probably would have been better suited for this game than putting AJ Brimson in the halves. And then Scott Drinkwater does a wraparound and puts Helam Lukey through a hole to make it 30 points to 8. And that finishes the game pretty much. 11,000 people at the game. It was good attendance. It wasn't a bad Thursday night. I don't think it was the worst game I've ever seen. Not the greatest. Probably a 5 out of 10 if I have to give a game rating for it. But yeah, it was some good footy in this one. For me, man of the match has to go to Scott Drinkwater. 20 runs, 177 meters, 10 points, 5 from 5 on the conversions, 1 try assist, 1 line break assist, 3 tackle breaks. Obviously, with defense, he's not great at, but he did a lot of the kicking, 230 kick meters. So, yeah, very dominant performance from Scott Drinkwater and the Cowboys. Could have been better, though. Could have been way better. I also want to give a shout to Helam Lukey. I think this is his first full season that he's put together. Now, just going to go into his stats here. Just Helam Lukey, the player profile. And we'll just have a look at Helam Lukey here. 21 appearances, 10 tries, 12 line breaks, 844 tackles with a 95% tackle efficiency, rounded up. 105 running meters on average. Don't really need the fantasy points. But you look at his other seasons in 13, 14, 11, 19. This is his most consistent season that he's put together without being injured. So, man, it's good to see him playing footy and being healthy. And I want to give him a shout out because, man, he's been absolutely killing it on that edge for the Cowboys. So, yeah, he's another player that if you went with the man of the match, I wouldn't even blame you for it. All right, just looking in the comment section here. Sammy, good for the Dragons. Yep, he'll be a big buy for the Dragons, and so will the other man in the Cowboys jersey, Scott Drinkwater. Moving on to Friday night, where the Warriors take on the Penrith Panthers. 26,000 people in attendance. Wow, that's absolutely huge turnout for Warriors. And, man, they absolutely dominated this game. The storyline going into this game was the fact that Luke Metcalf, who hadn't been seen in first grade all year pretty much, only played in round 5 and round 6. Other than that, he'd been in reserve grade for pretty much 4 months. The storyline was him coming back into the side against a team like Penrith Panthers. Can he step up? And, man, didn't he step up. He was by far the man of the match in this game. By far the best player on the field. This guy didn't look like he missed a bit of first grade footy. Like, he actually didn't look like he missed first grade footy in 4 months. He looked like he was gone for a week or two. Now he's just come back all of a sudden. Now, 2 tries, 16 points, 4 from 5 conversions, 67 run meters from 6 runs, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist, 4 tackle breaks, 15 tackles, 3 missed, and 520 kick meters. This dude came back and just didn't miss a beat at all. This guy was unreal. Now, the big conversations coming into the next few weeks is that when Tamari Martin returns from his injury, will Luke Metcalf be there? And I think he will. If he keeps playing like he did against the Panthers consistently, I think it's kind of hard to take Luke Metcalf out. Now, I'm gonna say this: Tamari Martin probably deserves to be in that side because he's kept that Warriors team in the top 4 all year since Tanner Boyd's gone out with injury, and he's done a great, magnificent job at keeping him at that level. But Andrew Webster's decision is now to think, which halfback can win me the grand final? Tamari Martin got us here, but can he get us to the grand final? Can he or Metcalf get us to the grand final? That's the big question. And I think Metcalf is probably more likely to get your team to a grand final, if I'm being honest. No offense to Tamari Martin, great footballer, great player, has had a great season. But I think if you're looking to make the grand final, you're going to need Luke Metcalf there because his attacking threat is unreal. Another player I want to talk about in this game is Leka Halasima, the second rower that's been shifted into the centers. 21 runs, 239 run meters, 73 post-contact meters, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist, and 11 tackle breaks. 10 tackles, 4 missed. This dude is an absolute wrecking machine. Like, he took 1 run. He beat Isaiah Yeo. He beat Nathan Cleary. Like, he completely fended them off. He made Penrith's defense look actually very weak in this game. And yeah, wow, this guy, you could put him in the centers now. If that's his permanent position, mate, other opposition centers are going to be scared to go up against him. He's an absolute menace. To have 11 tackle breaks, I think that's something since I've started my reviews, I haven't seen anywhere near 11 tackle breaks. Maybe like 5, 6, 7, 8. 11 is unreal. So, yeah, Leka Halasima, big player as well. Chanel Harris-Tavita, another big game from him. Yeah, Chanel done really well in this game as well. He got a try. He could have had 2, I think. He got a line break assist. Didn't run the ball much, but did his job defensively. 160 kick meters. Yeah, very solid performance from Chanel Harris Tavita. Something in this game that did stick out to me though was the fact James Fisher Harris, the Warriors captain, former Penrith player, made this absolute great try save. So Penrith, it's probably 24-12 at this time or 24-6. And Penrith make a break down that side Metcalf's on. Jenkins runs down the wing. He passes back on the inside. And I think, okay, well, it would have been, I think it would have been Isaac Tungo or someone who had the ball on the inside. But James Fisher Harris comes back on the inside and absolutely whacks him. And I'm just thinking, well, okay, that defines a lot for me. And Warriors fans, that's probably got to be the proudest play of the night, because all money, if James Fisher Harris is not there to make that tackle, they probably go in there for a try. And that's just a true captain, putting his body on the line to save his team from a try. And that won them the game, in my opinion. That pretty much won them the game. James Fisher Harris, another huge performance, 160 run meters, 58 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 35 tackles, 2 missed. So, yeah, no errors. He did have one ruck infringement, but we won't really get into that. So, yeah, James Fisher Harris, another huge performance. He's been absolutely immense for them. Same with Aaron Clark. For Panthers, though, they just got completely outplayed. They never looked likely until the last 8 or so minutes. They got that offside try that would have made it 24-18, but then Warriors go down the field. Luke Metcalf breaks a couple of tackles, and they go in to make it 28-12 and wrap the game up. For me, though, the Panthers, big loss, Isaiah Yeo. 33 minutes in, he reels out of a tackle and reaches for his pectoral muscle. And it looks like he's tore it completely. Now, the news is that he could be back for the finals or just in time for the finals. And that would be huge. Penrith really need him. And tonight is going to prove a big test for Penrith. Can they win without Isaiah Yeo? Because that dude is a big loss in terms of he's the link man to everything. He's Cleary. He's important. He's very important to Cleary. He's very important to Dylan Edwards. He's very important to that team. Probably their most important player in terms of creating stuff and shifting the ball through hands and getting stuff out the back, service being good. He's just one of the best lock forwards I've probably ever seen play the game. And now he's out. So that's the big test for Penrith tonight. Can they do it without him? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, not a great performance from Penrith, but outstanding from the New Zealand Warriors. And my man of the match is Luke Metcalf. Game rating, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. Moving on to Friday, 8 p.m. The Roosters, 30,000 people in attendance for this game. Roosters taking on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now, Roosters coming off, obviously, that big win, and Bulldogs coming off a win against Melbourne. And, yeah, well, this was probably my match of the round heading into this game. And going out of it, I probably thought the same. And, yeah, this was awesome to watch. An awesome Friday night footy. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 in terms of game rating. Roosters scored the first 2 tries, 13 and 25 minutes. Billy Smith off of Hugo Savala pass, cuts back on the inside and goes in for a try. Siwa Wong off a kick. A bit questionable whether he pushed him in the air, but he did have his eyes on the ball, so you can probably call that a try. Probably safe to say that. Then it goes into halftime 8-2. So nothing really big in the first half. But in the second half, we start with Jacob Kiraz's try in the 44th minute, where Bailey Hayward catches Lindsay Collins offside from marker and completely splits open the Roosters' defense, runs down through the hole. Jacob Kiraz is backing up on the inside, and simple as that, 2-on-1 with Cody Ramsey, draws him in, passes the ball, and Kiraz straight down the middle for a try, making it 8 points all. Then Lachlan Galvin, 50th minute, throws a dummy and then breaks through the middle and takes on Cody Ramsey, beats Cody Ramsey, and scores right next to the post. That makes it 14 points to 8 as Stephen Crichton converts. And then Jacob Kiraz, 55th minute, Cody Ramsey drops the ball in their own 10-meter line and pretty much just simple through the hands, Galvin to Kiraz. Well, goes all the way across from Galvin to Kiraz. And then, Kiraz goes over in the corner and makes it 18 points to 8. Now, Billy Smith is scoring in this 66th minute here. I just want to go through a play that was pretty controversial in this moment that led up to this try because Sam Walker drops the ball pretty much from his hands and probably goes forward. If you watch the replay, it definitely looks to go forward. And the bunker, the referee on field goes and calls a knock on. Roosters challenge it. They win the challenge. They go downfield. They force 1 dropout, 2 dropout, 3 dropout. And then on the 3rd dropout, Billy Smith scores on that set. So that changed the momentum of the game. I think they had a few captain's challenges that they won too. So, but that to me was what probably changed the game, the knock on upfield. So Billy Smith scores in the 66th minute here. Sammy Walker converts it. And 1 minute later, they go downfield. Sam Walker puts up a kick that is probably miserable, in my opinion. Like, it's not a great kick. I think Connor Tracy and Lachlan Galvin are just staring at the ball. It bounces on the floor. And Celestia Fekete, who's bolting through, has beaten both of them to the ball and scored right under the post. Now, that is heartbreaking if I'm a Dog supporter. That's just poor. Like, in every other game, to make a mistake like that in a close game like this is costly. And so, that wasn't a great thing from the Bulldogs. And Roosters, to their credit, they came up with a win. They came up with the 2 points. They were very important plays. Celestia Fekete has been an absolute great player to watch. I love Fekete. He's such a good man. He's such a good player. Another good game. He's only very young. Another 4-pointer, 2 weeks in a row. 8 runs, 52 meters, 32 tackles. He just doesn't really miss any, 94% tackle efficiency. So that's awesome to see. Another player I want to highlight is Nafahu White. 20 runs, 182 meters, 72 post-contact meters, 2 tackle breaks, 20 hit-ups at the front row line. It's just unreal. He got 4 offloads away, 15 tackles, no missed. Yeah, he's an awesome player. So Nafahu White also going to get some credit. From the Dogs, Jacob Kiraz was awesome to watch, but unfortunately, man of the match for this game is going to go to Billy Smith. A dude that's been riddled with injuries, the winger, 25 runs, 211 run meters, 2 line breaks, 70 post-contact meters, 4 tackle breaks, 8 tackles made, 0 missed tackles, 3 kicks diffused. Awesome game from Billy Smith. Probably one of his best games in his career. At 2 tries, awesome game on that wing there. For the Roosters, that wraps up Friday night. That game's going to get a 9 out of 10. We move on to Saturday, 3 p.m, where the Storm take on the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. And, this was a decent game. Perth, obviously the announcement of the Perth Bears. They took a game up to Perth here. HBF Park, which is a nice ground, to be fair. 15,000 people in attendance, which is awesome to see. If I'm NRL, because that means if Perth, they're coming to watch just these 2 teams that have no relation to the Bears to watch them play, then when the Bears go, there's going to be good attendances. So 15,000, good number to see. We start with Eagles, starting off very strong here. Brandon Wakeham scoring a try off a kick. I think Falonga knocked it on, and it just went backwards out of the hands. Nothing really special. And Brandon Wakeham just pounced on the ball and scored a try on return. Made it 4-0. Then in the 14th minute, Manly shifted the ball down Siulagi to a Maladu Brown's side, and Blake Wilson passes the ball and gets absolutely ironed out, like completely whacked from Siulagi to a Maladu Brown. Was it late? No. Was it dangerous? Not really. But the landing, Blake Wilson's landing probably made it look a bit spectacular. He landed on sideways, kind of on his head. So they gave it a sin bin. Probably, in my opinion, not the correct call. I wouldn't have sin binned him. I would have put him on report, but I wouldn't have sin binned him. Tolokula then scores, makes it 12-0, and then they take the 2 to make it 14-0. Then Storm score through a chip kick, Tyron Wisher under the post. Hayden Watson then dummies and runs through the line, and they go into halftime at 14-12. Now, Storm, they're not making the 8 this year, but towards the end of the season, they looked a lot better, a lot more brave. Like games against the Roosters, against Rabbitohs, they've looked at least semi-decent to watch compared to the start of the year. Obviously, their top 8 hopes are over for this year, but man, I'm still treating him with so much respect and thinking that they could very much go and take it to the competition next year, because they still have the players. They still very much have the players. Anyway, second half comes around. Then Nick Meaney gets 2 chances at penalty goals, takes them, puts the lead out to 16-14, sorry. Then Oren Keeley scores a try, followed by Sawyer Falongo 2 minutes later. Moses Leo then scores, and Siolagi Tuamalato Brown scores a try. Puts the score out to 42 points to 14. At this point, it's diabolical, and Blake Wilson, apart from Joey Walsh, cuts back on the inside and scores. Not really a great game to watch. I wasn't a fan of this. I only got about 60 minutes, but I watched the last 20 minutes at my EAR's place, and it wasn't really a great game, if I'm being honest. Maybe a 5 out of 10. Yeah, that's as high as I'd give it. So 5 out of 10. But man of the match, though, for me, man of the match is going to go to... it's kind of hard, but I'll probably give it to Tua Falongo. 4-pointer, 1 4-pointer in 70 minutes, by the way. Got a 10-minute rest. One try, 157 run meters, 3 try assists, 2 line breaks, 4 tackle breaks, 6 tackles, 0 missed, 53 kicking meters from 3 kicks. So, yeah, Sua Falongo, man of the match easily for me in this game. Moving on to Saturday, 5:30, the Battle of Brisbane, the Dolphins versus the Broncos. And wasn't this a bloody great game? Ezra Mam, let's just start with him, because as much as he's had an off year, this game, he was on fire in that first half. 2 tries in 6 minutes. Dean Mariner then scores, puts it out to 18-0. Xavier Willison then scores off a kick, and that comes at the expense of a bit of a mistake in the Dolphins in goal. And that makes it 24-0. Now, I'll tell you, a few people I was talking to during the course of this match were saying Broncos absolutely look like last year's team, and I thought they would have just gone on with it. When you're up 24-0, you don't let go of it, but they let go of it. They really let go of it, because Connor Hamaso scores a breakaway try through an error from Broncos. Then Connolly Lamelu scores. Then Jermaine Asako. And then Herbie Farnworth off another, off a Selwyn Cobo tap back, runs straight through the defensive line, and no one even touched him. No one touched him at all. I don't know why no one touched him. It looked like he had COVID, and they just wanted to stay away from him. He's run under the post, and it's 30-24 at halftime. So after Broncos go up 24-0, you'd think they'd be able to go on with the job, but man, bad habits creeping in there for the Broncos, and Dolphins pounced on it. So 24-30 half time. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, 24-30 half time. They didn't score any tries in the second half, the Broncos. But Connolly Lemuelu ties it up 30 all. Then Reece Walsh kicks a penalty goal. Then Hamaso, someone, I think it was Isaiah Katoa putting a kick up for Hamaso Tabuai-Fido. He catches it, he scores, and makes it 36 points to 32. And Selwyn Cobo goes in the corner and makes it 40 points to 32. That's the game there. And 50,000 people in attendance. Wow, what an absolute great number to see for an absolute battle. It's a great game. 50,000 people packed out Saturday 5:30. Just so great to see. Man of the match for me, probably going to go to Hamaso. 268 run meters, 42 post contact, 4 tackle breaks, 2 tries, 1 offload. Just another great performance from the Hammer. And yeah, very good game. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I was highly entertained. And yeah, so that wraps up that. Moving on to Saturday, 7:35 p.m. Rabbitohs taking on the Parramatta Eels. And wow, this game was something, wasn't it? Because AJ scores off Brian Kelly's sin bin, pretty much. So what happened was, I think Talis Duncan took it to the line, or Cody Walker would have taken it to the line. And I think Talis got taken off the ball by Brian Kelly, who pretty much would have been over for a try. I would have thought it would have been a penalty try. But no, they've given him a sin bin, which has costed them even more because Alex Johnson goes in the second minute. Tavita Totola goes in the 6th from a Cody Walker grubber. Alex Johnson then goes in again. Brandon Smith scores from dummy half. And in 17 minutes, it's like pretty much 20-0, and it's diabolical. It's just absolutely diabolical. So 20-0 in the first 17 minutes. Then Alex Johnson goes in for another try, and Jai Gray on the 39th minute, a good backline shift from the right side, and Jack White gets the ball off to Jai Gray, and he scores in the corner. So halftime, 28-0. Parramatta did not score a single point. And then the second half was the complete opposite. Like, it was an opposite game from what we were seeing in the first half. Talon Silva scores. Riley Smith scores, the 2 dummy halves. Ronald Volkman scores a try. Great try. Great individual try. Spinning around. Absolutely unreal. Jordan Samrani, 67th minute, off a great kick, and Andrew Voss with a bit of colourful commentary calling Jordan Samrani the Lebanese leaper. And man, he is like, he can score some great tries. He's got a great kick chase, and he's a great player. 212 meters, 1 try, like 1 line break. Man, Parramatta was so good in that second half. If they could just put in 80 minutes together, they could be a very good team to watch. I think next year with Jerome Luai, that would be a good team. They could make the 8. Bear that in mind. Mitchell Moses and Jerome Luai have been a New South Wales combination before, so that's going to be very intriguing to see. 19,000 people. Game, it was a great game. Like, it was very entertaining. One half was Rabbitohs, one half was Eagles. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good game to watch. But man of the match for me is got to be this man right here. Rabbitohs 5'8", Cody Walker, 80 minutes in Indigenous round, 94 run meters, 2 line break assists, 1 line break, 2 try assists, 2 tackle breaks, 25 tackles, 3 missed, 208 kick meters, and 140-20, which pretty much ended the game pretty much with 1 minute to go. So, yeah, very good performance from Cody Walker. Also, Kean Colombo-Atangi, as Big T has pointed out in the comment section here. 192 meters, 41 tackles, 4 tackle breaks. And yeah, he's going to the Dragons. So yeah, it is good to see that 100%. But that wraps up Saturday night. Moving on to Sunday afternoon. Now, Raiders taking on the Newcastle Knights. I didn't watch this game. I'll be very honest. I watched the highlights. I did what I could with my script planning and writing down some notes before I did this live stream. And story of this game obviously was the big Corey Horsburgh sin bin slapping Dane Gagai right across the face. And wow, what is he thinking? What is he thinking? And you know what's worse? You watch the replay. He's got his hand up Dane Gagai's butt pretty much, which is just quite obscene, unfortunately. It's John Hopoate of the modern era, apparently. So, yeah, Corey Horsburgh getting stuck in there, isn't he? So, I understand why Dane Gagai would lash out like that. That was just disgusting. It was pretty feral. And Ricky Stewart wasn't having it either. Like, Ricky Stewart had enough. And he's been dropped. Like, I'll go into the team list this week. And I'm just going to show you now. Raiders versus Sharks. Corey Horsburgh's name is on the out list because he's been dropped completely. And now he's apparently set to sign a deal with Perth Bears. So, she has gone down at Canberra HQ between Ricky Stewart and Corey Horsburgh. I don't blame Ricky for not taking those actions. I mean, you have to take actions. Like, you have to drop him. Like, that is disgusting. It is a disgusting act of play. As much as Corey Horsburgh can be a good footy player, that is just off. That is not on at all. So, yeah. We'll get into the game now, and Knights start off pretty strong. 2 tries, Dominic Young and Fletcher Sharp, putting it out to 12-0. Then Jed Stewart and Zach Hosking goes in for try, and they make it 12-all. Kalen Ponga then goes in and makes it 18-12. And Simi Sasangi goes in as well to make it 18-all at half time. So very even first half. Then Simi Sasangi again, who has been on an absolute roll for the Canberra Raiders, goes in the 43rd minute, makes it 24-30. Then Dane Gagai goes in the 57th. He did a short ball to Francis Manulei-Lua. Manulei-Lua turns his back to the defense and offloads the ball out to Dane Gagai. Dane Gagai pretty much goes in and scores, makes it 24 points all. Then Sandon Smith gets a penalty goal, 26-24. This is where the Corey Horsburgh stuff gets in the way, because right there they pinned the Knights in the back corner, and they had Knights wrapped up pretty much. Like they were coming for him. It was pretty much Raiders were going to take control and probably score a try in the last few minutes. Corey Horsburgh gets sin binned. Dominic Young beats about 4 people holding onto him and plants the ball down right on top of him. And that wraps it up, 30 points to 24. Knights win. For me, my man of the match is going to be Francis Manulei-Lua. This guy is an absolute wrecking ball. 153 meters, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, 2 try assists, 9 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 19 tackles. Like, this guy's 10 games into his NRL career, and he's already killing it. So, 8 out of 10 for this game. From what I saw, it was a good game, and yeah, Manulei-Lua man of the match for that game. Dragons versus the Sharks, the local derby, Sunday afternoon. I'm happy about this. I'm always happy when we can get a win against a team like the Sharks with the quality they have. It's always a hard game. Like, it's always super hard to beat these guys. They're very, very, very consistent. So to break their winning streak, and it was like a 6-game winning streak, 5-6 game winning streak, and yeah, it was good to see at home. 11,000 people, great attendance, great afternoon. It wasn't really. You see here where the weather says light rain. It was pretty good until like the last 10 minutes. It didn't really rain too much. I mean, I was undercover, but I can see clearly from where I am, and there wasn't much rain falling. We'll start though. Nico Hines, dummies, opens up the gap because Val Holmes and Sloan were pretty much overlapped anyway. And he throws a cutout ball to Sione Katoa in the 5th minute. And Sione goes in the corner and scores. Now, the big thing about this is this try here had a lot riding on it because Nico Hines had a goal kicking conversion streak, and it was 32 from 32. I think that's what it was. It was something like that, and he sprayed the conversion completely. And a lot of the Dragons fans definitely knew about it. There was a lot of grandstand banter from the top grandstand, and yeah, they were saying you're never going to beat the streak, stuff like that, and that it made him miss. To be fair, so they're probably giving it to him down on the hill as well. As much as Nico Hines is a great player, probably not his best game. Then we make a break through Jacob Little offload. Tyrell Sloan straight through the gap, puts a chip kick in. Gutho pounces on Trindle, who goes sliding into the end goal. Now, next set, pretty much, 4th tackle. LKT gets the ball, straightens up, looks to pass out the back, puts it on the toe, and Val Holmes was very aware and goes straight in to score a try. And Val Holmes converts to make it 6-4, 14 minutes in. Now, Hamish Stewart, this is another try off a break. Val Holmes makes a break down the side there. Was about to pass to Sloan, but because they had Sloan covered and they're very aware if Sloan gets the ball, he's in for all money. They had him covered. So Billy Burns had a great ankle tap on him. And next play, pretty much, Kyle Flanagan puts a little chip bomb up, whatever you want to call it, little punt in the air, and Hamish Stewart catches the ball, beats 2 people, slams the ball down over the try line, makes it 12 points to 4 in the 25th minute. Then the Sharks, through Billy Burns, score. I mean, I think Ryan Catchman hit someone high. I think it might have been Cam McInnes or Adam Fingal-Blake. It would have been someone in the front row there, but they hit him high. Sharks go down the field. Billy Burns looked like he's tackled for all money, and his arm's still up. And the Dragons defense just kind of went to sleep in that moment, and he's planted the ball over for a try, and that makes it 12 points to 10 going into half time. So, yeah, very good half of footy. Very, very, very good half of footy that was. And, yeah, make for a great local derby game. And the second half was pretty much the same. Tyrell Sloan goes over first in the 44th minute. Now, I want to give huge credit to LKT on this because I don't see many people giving him credit. But it was 4th tackle. LKT goes into the line, looks to get out the back, goes short to Hamish Stewart. Hamish Stewart was tackled on below the legs by Nico Hines, but because Nico Hines couldn't wrap the ball up, he just lost the ball up to Tyrell Sloan, and scored a great try. And Sloan scored a great try in the corner, pretty much making it 16 points to 12 or 16 points to 10 in the 44th minute. Sloan burst of pace, made Sione Katoa look clueless at that point in time because he just zoomed past him, to be fair. Sione Katoa, who's a great player, and he probably could have caught him, but he was just kind of shocked that the offload got away, to be honest. That's what it looked like. So, yeah, Sloan goes in the 44th minute. Then Braden Trindle, 51st minute, digs into the line, throws an offload from his chest, and Jesse Ramian probably one of the best pickups I've ever seen. Like, that was unreal. I thought he dropped it at the time, but man, watching the replays, it is an unreal catch from Jesse Ramian. Scores, and Nico converts to make it 16-all. Penalty in the 60th minute. What people were complaining for a sin bin. I don't know. You could have given it a sin bin. Probably not. I don't know. I don't really disagree or agree with the sin bin. I would be 50-50 on either side. Dragons get the penalty of taking out Holmes. I think it would have been Nicola or Ramian, and he kicks the 2 points. Now, 67th minute here, Adam Fanua-Blake shoulder charges Hamish Stewart in the head and gets sin bin for it. This is a big call. Like, it was a sin bin. It was forceful. It was high. But yeah, wow, that was a bigger call in this game. With the game hanging in the balance, AFB best forward in the Sharks team. It's huge out in terms of the context and the moment in that game. Dragons pretty much absolutely kill it, and Setatu scores in the corner, or what looks to be a try, but unfortunately his feet went out. Doesn't matter anyway, because the Sharks knocked the ball on about 2 minutes later, and yeah, Setatu beats Moeen Hiroti on the outside and scores a try. And yeah, wraps the game up 24 points to 16. And for me, man of the match, probably going to go to Tyler Sloan. Sloaney was great. And yeah, that's it. But that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Tryline podcast. Make sure to take care and tune in for the tipping show later. Take care, guys.